first story of the month is, what does this recent and amazing election mean for GA? It is a horse of many colors. Politics changes and morphs all the time, but a lot of people will take leadership positions who are in a position to support general aviation. We'll be watching that very closely. A number of watchdog groups are watching to see who takes leadership of which committees. A name that's familiar to many of us is Sam Graves out of Missouri. He's in a term limit position for his chairmanship on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And he's trying to get an extension on that, but there's no guarantee that Sam Graves, who has been a huge supporter for GA, will be able to do that. So just stay tuned and watch and see what happens. But the Puzzle Palace is undergoing a changing of the guard big time, and we all want to see what happens there. So I'll be watching as well. Second story is an AAM update. The FAA has released its eVTOL special rule. You can read about it in the FAA.gov newsroom if you want to. It's a huge ruling that affects advanced air mobility, which is the newest segment of aviation and one of the fastest growing as well. Many of you guys in the audience are not affected by this, and I say yet. You will be eventually. Cool picture of the month is right there. That's the Archer aircraft that's undergoing testing right now. Our next story is a landing fees update, something I've been watching very closely, and I invite all of you to watch this as well. We got some assistance this month from AI. This is my first AI story that I've ever published in the newsletter. Each little black dot out there to the left represents an airport that is considering landing fees. And right now, the project is in most airports, it's on hold while they gather more information, while the various airport committees gather information. But it is something that is not going away anytime soon. And we need to be there as members of the public to fight it. I caution you, if you go in with your memberships in the Florida Aviation Network and maybe as a FAST team representative or wherever, be careful how you represent yourself and your affiliations. You can go in there as a member of the public, but be careful about representing the administrator in any testimony that you might make. Okay, next story. Pilot Records Improvement Act is being sunsetted. It's being overtaken by the electronic database, the PRD, and they've sunsetted it. But what's happening is in the wake of some landmark accidents many years ago, they decided that for all commercial carriers that they would follow the training history of their pilots, and they're doing that now through the PRD. Story on that is story number 4. UAS update, the Associate Administrator, Katie Thompson, made some wonderful remarks at the 9th Drone Symposium this past summer. The remarks are now published online at FAA.gov. I invite you to read that if you're interested in drones, because there's a lot going on in the drone industry, especially things coming up in the future. Next story is General Aviation Joint Safety Committee topics of the month for fiscal 25. Right now, in November, it's over-reliance on automation, and next month it'll be flight data monitoring. The full catalog of the year's topics of the month is right there on your screen, and you should have gotten this as an emailed newsletter as well. The next story is right behind it, the airworthiness topics of the quarter. We're still in the first quarter, advanced air mobility, and sure enough, there's a lot to report on AAM this month. Safety Briefing Magazine, this is the cover of the new edition. Reps and lead reps, you should have been getting this in your mailbox for distribution at your meetings or at the local FBOs. If you're not getting this, please let me know. This month's, or sorry, it's a bi-monthly issue. This issue is all about your choice, your flight. It's about aeronautical decision making and some of the more popular, like best of aviation safety briefing. Next story is Airman Certification Standards. No new ACSs this time around. Regulatory trivia. Thank you, Walt, for a wonderful topic of discussion. And the question is, in the new CFI rule, will it still be possible to establish recency of experience, that's the new term replacing renewal, recency of experience using duties and responsibilities? And the quick answer is yes. I put some links down below at the bottom of the answer and further down in the resources list. But you can still develop that wonderful relationship with a safety inspector and have your CFI certificate reestablished, revalidated with recency of experience. Okay. This is the update to the RSAT calendar. This is our November update. In the second column, you see the airport name, its identifier. Where you see like DAB-V or ORL-V, what that means is a virtual meeting that is done online. There may be a live component to it, but they are setting it up also as an online component. So take a look at your airport. If your airport is listed here, check to see when the RSAT date is, and maybe start putting together a SPANS. The FAST team program managers can help you put that SPANS together. And remember, these are ATC meetings that are supported by the FAST team. Okay. Air shows and events. I'm happy to report to you guys that the NAFI CFI Summit has been rescheduled for the 13th to 15th of January. Everything else is pretty much where it was, but they had to cancel the NAFI Summit due to Hurricane Milton. It's back on the radar screen now, first event of 2025. Dates of latest editions for your pubs is 31 October, trick or treat. The TFRs that are current right now, there's a couple of them over West Palm and Mar-a-Lago. So they're vetting all these new cabinet members, and I guess a lot of VIPs are flying into West Palm to go to Mar-a-Lago and meet with the Godfather. Okay, I'm running out of ammunition. GA Awards nominations are now due. This is the last report I make before the nominations are due. So if you're putting a package together for CFI of the Year, Aviation Tech of the Year, or Fast Team Rep of the Year, those packages are now due to generalaviationawards.com. We've got a lot of royalty within the Florida Aviation Network, and it's a really cool thing to know that Orlando is no stranger to the winner's circle. There's my new email address. I still use the old one as well. Both email addresses work, but please make a note of bob.jex@yahoo.com. With that, Obi, I'm going to stop sharing and hand it back over to you. Thanks, guys, for your attention and some of your time this morning.